Hey guys, Erin here. So, using self-massage for helping with stressed out hands and possible carpal tunnel issues, really important and really easy. So, you're not gonna want to just focus on your hands and your wrist, but I would start up here. So you're gonna start up here at the clavicle and the sternum. And the muscle attachments right here, there's a nerve that runs from the back of the neck down through the first or second rib and then down the arm. So you can do massaging on the arms and forearms, but you definitely want to make sure that you're massaging out the clavicle. So you start right here where they meet and just small circles, and I'm not really applying that much pressure. Let me do it here. Not really applying that much pressure because that may be sensitive, and if it's sensitive, don't apply a lot of pressure. Just keep it light, but just enough to where you can feel it. And then as I get over here, that may be tough for you to reach, so you can just, now you're gonna focus on just one side instead of doing both sides at the same time. So just using one hand to come over to the top of the shoulder. And now from here, you're gonna want to reach around and grab. And you're just lightly squeezing. You're really not even squeezing hard. And this is gonna help relax the muscles. It's gonna help get blood flow down into the arms after a long day of working on the computer. So then from here, you're just gonna grab and rotate. So the forearm is where the musculature of the hands are. So there's long tendons that go from about, here's the muscle and here's the tendons, about half of the forearm. And all the muscles that articulate our fingers as we're typing or as we're maybe painting, as we're doing something that is articulating these fingers, which is causing a strain in the tendons, and that's where the carpal nerve becomes impinged upon. And then that's when you are dealing with carpal tunnel issues. So I like to basically grab my forearm, and the forearm that I'm grabbing, I'm going to rotate that, and the hand that is doing the grabbing, I'm going to rotate in the opposite direction. And then I move up a little bit and I do the same thing. And I do the same thing. And then from here you can go back down going in the opposite direction. So now I'm going to twist this way and I'm going to move my hand that way. Now this may be tender for you. If it's tender, you don't have to squeeze as hard or you don't have to twist as far. But what you're doing is you're articulating those tendons and ligaments that normally are only going in one direction. They're only going back and forth opposed to crossing each other. And when the fibers cross, we're going to create a little bit of resistance, and that's going to help break up the binding that occurs. And that binding, that restriction, is what is causing the impingement on the nerve. So if we can get the muscles loosened up, we can loosen up what is surrounding the nerve and what is cutting off that energy flow. So I hope you do that. Do it to the other side, of course, working from the clavicle and the sternum over, and then working down the arm, and then focusing on the forearm all the way up to the wrist. And then of course you massage out your hands. And I recommend doing this dry. Don't use any lotion. The oil from your skin is gonna be plenty. And if you do want to use a little bit of oil, that's fine, but very little, because what you want is a grip and a resistance. That way you're going to create friction, and that's going to help get rid of that binding. So take that, do it, tell me how you feel. Bye.